Hello, hello, everybody. I've been having some problems with OBS, so if something isn't working out, just let me know. Today there is no camp, but you can see my face still on the screen, so I hope that will be okay for some of you who are used to looking at people's faces. Um, Having said that, I am here with some lovely players, so if my lovely players could say hello while I play around with the music here to get the right, sound of what we're going to be working with, and I'm not freaking them out with my choice of battle music. Um, Sundry.
You have to have the proper mood music.
Yes, exactly. It's just mood music, just very, very light mood music.
Feel like the mood is battle.
Maybe, maybe I can neither deny or confirm. Cool. So, last we left off with the Path of the Ferris. Our lovely heroes, Rygar, Rima, Volk, Beta, and Cerdos, have made their way to the ruins of Everin Hall, where by chance they basically hung out with a couple of different people, getting the cart that has been with Rygar's family for the past couple of generations now. Fixed up to the best of their ability. Unfortunately, there is also a storm, so that is also a problem, but you never know. You never know what's going to happen next. With that, let's take you to the scene. Couple of you probably have already seen this scene, so I'm sorry about that. It was supposed to be a surprise, but here it's a very huge scene that we're going towards. Welcome. This is how big it is. For those of you who are wondering, it's huge. I might have spent a little
Massive.
bit. It's a huge scene. So we'll just zoom right into the center of things where everything is going. Also, if you need help, there's a little light that is circling around where we are in the scene. Just if you needed some assistance of where you should be focusing your attention to. Exactly, exactly. Just somewhere around this vicinity. Very cool. So up at this moment in time, both Rygar and Cerdos, you are coming into alignment with each other. Just as Rygar has finished doing some of his hunting, and Cerdos has just finished doing his shopping. Uh, Behind you, Cerdos, you hear bright, happy voices as these individuals kind of follow behind you, carrying their own little bits of loot, going towards their own camps while discussing all sorts of interesting and little topics here and there and everywhere. Um, as they appear to be moving forward, you can kind of see them just drift towards where they're going for their camp. Passing you by with a nod hello. The one creature, the little owl here that's getting in close to you right there, is going, did you shopping? Whew.
Yes, all finished for the day.
Oh, it's nice being productive. It's really nice out here. Have a good one. Woo.
You as well. Enjoy your camping.
You as well. Woo. Ah, kids these days, hey?
Always a handful.
Have a good one. Stay away from the weather. Woo. It's so wet and cold. Hello, ladies. And you can kind of see this individual walk off, and same thing with the rest as they go to their prospective camps. Just walking away from where you are. The one gnome that you see from the corner of your eye as you're coming around the bend, whoops, it seeming to practice enlarge and reduce, a spell that but all of you are kind of familiar with at some point, tending to fire after what seems to be fixing something where the horses are and then going back to their post. Zooming in, the dragonborn that's been hunting with you, Rygar goes, right, well, we probably should put this right here, lumber that we were able to catch and some of the stuff that we were able to hunt. Like, we should be able to put some of these things here. Maybe we can put it inside some of this lumber, just prop it inside until we're ready for it, and leave a bit of parchment to let people know, like, you're using this wood for when the rain stops to fix your cart there.
Yeah, leave a stamp saying it's claimed. That strikes me as reasonable.
Yeah.
Hefting said lumber and logs over. Going down the, like, half flight of stairs pseudo thing.
Absolutely.
And putting them out of the way.
Yeah, that right there should do it. Should do the trick. Well, I'll see you later. I think it's time for a good nosh, and sorry if my friend here was a bit of a problem to you. Ooh, that was loud. Sorry about that, guys. Ooh, that was loud. Okay.
Yeah, Rygar just chuckles. It wasn't a problem to me.
Ah,
It's a
well.
problem for himself.
Rygar, my friend. Well, you're not really a friend, but buddy. Tribesman, clansman, whatever you want to call it. You take care of yourself now. We'll see you in the morning. I'll work harder on our mutual friend. Well, you know who our mutual friend is. The guy named Cato. You know him. You remember him, right? Anyway, I'll work on him and his attitude, and we'll see you tomorrow.
I will
Cool.
be waiting on for.
Great. And then you watch as they walk off away from where you folks are, going back towards their camp. And now it's just you two.
With a, if memory serves, I got an elk during the hunt? Or was it a deer?
I think you had a couple of rabbits.
Well, okay.
Pretty sure it was a couple of rabbits. It wasn't
Fair
a
enough.
really good hunting session.
Gotcha. Holding the rabbits by the by their ears. Nocticerdos. Did you have a successful day as we start strolling towards the wagon?
Well, most of the essentials, yes. Some of the more refined tastes of tea leaves. Not much for salt. Grabbed what I could, though.
That's all we can really hope for.
Oh, and I managed to sell some of that Hydra.
Ah. Oh.
Mostly the skins so far, but I've got a good tip. Some of the stuff we have would be big for alchemy. Able to make a pretty penny that way.
You are welcome to it. Money is not that useful to me.
Well, be surprised. It might be able to get us out of a jam or two.
Oh, I understand its value. Money generally requires people, and I tend to avoid that.
This is true. Might be good for distracting the friends who lived above your old place, if you ever decide to go back.
I don't imagine money would interest ghosts.
Nah, but you can throw it at them. Make noise distractions.
I could do the same with a rock.
True enough.
He knocks on the wall of the wagon as his kids as they file out. I hand one rabbit to each of them. I'll pick up the like tattered business. Look at it. Look to Volk. That's a 3. Kind of tosses it over my shoulder. Yep. Licking his chops and fingers. Yep. All right. He lifts up his arm, kind of like how you would catch a hawk. Cat jumps on. And just give it the jowl scratches that it loves so much. No. But well. Just kind of poke him a little bit. You know your teeth don't kiss my skin, right? He's going to town on his finger, and he's just not reacting at all. Mm-hmm. Did you know? I just ever so gently grab Beta by the scruff. Hold her up. You know better. And just kind of, I don't like casually throw her away, but I do one of those. You underhand kind of toss a bird and it'll fly back into its cage. I essentially do that to the carriage, only with a cat. Yep. I look. I look to Rima. How much did she get? And it's been tattered. No, that's okay. Pat her on the forehead. Set up the cauldron. We'll have some stew. I look over to Cerdos. I hear we have vegetables now again.
Yeah, managed to grab some fresh stuff. Should be a nice addition.
from the other side of the carriage, you hear, "You'll eat both, and you'll like them." Colleague. Kind of narrow my eyes and point at him and give one of those like, "Don't teach her different curse words" looks. Like, don't encourage this kind of. Yeah. Oh yeah. I kind of grumbled to myself and finished making the fire pit. Like, get all the stones and set, get the kindling under, and start with the flint to get a fire going.
Hello, hello. Is it fresh water? Definitely worth checking out. Thank you very much.
G'day. Got one. All right, there's a roller thingy here now. I'll take it. Yeah. That is +2, so 16. Yeah. As I'm sitting there, just still setting the fire, covering it from the still misting rain as best I can. Just kind of look up at Cerdos. New friends of yours?
Well, everyone inside there seemed rather friendly. But, I don't know. Everyone seems to be keeping to themselves for the most part, outside of
I can respect
stalking
that.
up.
In my experience, people being overly friendly means they're either going to sacrifice your innards to something or sell you something.
Yeah, no, I hear that. We kind of don't have the best track record with, well, anybody, let's face it.
Quite.
Does sound rather interesting, though, and we might want to fill up on some fresh water.
I gotta fill a cauldron anyways. For Stu. Watch the fire as he picks up the big cauldron and starts making his way towards there. The basement area. I give him a solemn nod, but otherwise don't really interact.
Cerdos, with a slight sigh, gives him the exact same look as his hands shift a little closer to the knife hilts at his belt.
Not unless he starts. Your memory's bad. It's 28. Okay. It's not a great roll. But it has +5 to this. So that would be a 12. There it is. It's just yeah, it's just one of those like death stare offs. Neither of us are blinking. You hear an actual like wolfish growl emanate from Rygar. Yeah. It is mine. True. I did. No. The clan abandoned me first. I just repaid the time. Yeah, if you say so. And I just kind of do one of those like shoulder check as I walk past him to go fill the cauldron.
Didn't want to get that close.
I I do one of those like look down at his hand on my shoulder, look back up at him. Remove that if you wish to keep it. And I like I, good. Yep. I like to sort of with the cauldron still in hand and kind of look over at the cart, look at him and say, watch my children, I'll be just a moment as I go to fill the cauldron. That one is not to be trusted. Just pat away. Believe it. Yeah. All right on. Mm-hmm. All I heard was heading down, so I just kind of wander. I see this space here. I assume that's down. Yep. Yep. Take your time. kind of looking around as I head towards the water. Put the cauldron down. Kind of do like the double hand scoop. Smell it, taste it, make sure it's good. Nature. Right. Yeah. Yeah. All of the numbers. That is a 26. I do, yes. Underground. Yep. Not at all. Yeah, they would get pulled in undercurrents and all that fun stuff. I've dealt with those. They're not fun. Okay. After filling the cauldron, as I'm walking back, I'm gonna eye this temple. Yeah, I'm looking down at it. I see. It's not poking out of the water. Okay. As I'm walking, I see this big circle, or the summoning circle, out of the corner of my eye. Do I recognize anything from it? History. I'm good at those. It's +9, so 21. Good enough. Might might check that later, but for now, I have stew to go make. Yep, 100%.
sensing the tension between the two. Surdus wouldn't go immediately back to the cart, but would probably hang out just kind of in this open area and be keeping an eye on the ongoings of all these different kind of groups as best he can. Absolutely. That's gonna be an 8. Lovely. Another wet night. Uh, Maybe wait until your dad gets back, and then one of us can go with you. You know, I never did get the hang of cleaning an animal. Your dad tried to teach me a couple times, but I'm just horrendous at it. Maybe you would have better luck. Would you show me like the best ways to cut it, to cut the meat up and I do, and that is handy cleaning up work. You did an absolutely amazing job. Would you like to see a really cool magic trick? Well, we're waiting for the stew pot to come back. $15. And Cyrdos claps his hands together, rubs them a couple times, does the little finger wiggle, and kind of claps his hands on the side of her face, runs his hands down the shoulders, arms to the hands, and casts prestidigitation, and she's clean. You know, I have a book you can read when you're a little bit older. That- But this might require extra learning. I think I can do that. I can do that. Well, that I think I can help with. It's more learning a language. Oh, perfect. Nine. And he'll just. Oh, God. In Infernal, he'll just say, "We'll begin when we travel." And then. Well, we'll get you there. This is your first day. Oh, he shouldn't be too much longer. Didn't sound like it was too far in.
Well, 1 second. Uh, with a perception of 24, nope, sorry, 23, did I hear him speaking Abyssal to my daughter?
It was infernal.
Oh, was it Infernal? That's actually much worse. Hey. Does one of those, like, sets the cauldron down harder than he needs to, and water sloshes out a little bit. Looks over at Cerdos. What are you teaching my daughter?
The gift of language?
Kind of narrows my eyes at you. And then pointedly picks up the cauldron and sets it over the fire. The right. Yeah. Essentially using it as an awning. Yeah. 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 As I said, I put the cauldron on its little set spikes so it can sit over the fire. Start picking up the various like turnips and potatoes and start peeling as I sit cross-legged in front of it. No, no, okay. So, yeah, that just makes sense. Mhm. Uh, uh, the last couple nights, Rygar's kind of made a tradition of like whittling a little like wolf effigy, if you want to call it that, and giving a quiet prayer before offering it into the fire. Okay, all of the numbers. That is a 26. I listen to the actual wolf call to see if I recognize what it's trying to convey. I assume it's just safety. I kind of give a friendly nod to where I was assumed the moon would be because it's too cloudy to actually see it, and then head off to bed. Make sure she's already fast asleep in her little hammock. kind of. He kind of chuckles to himself, makes sure that Volk isn't getting rained on by any of the leaks that are in the roof, and then turns in himself. I give a couple like idle scritches behind the like ear frills, I guess would be the best term to call them. But otherwise, turn in for the night.
Well, just before Rygar heads to bed after the kids were gone, Cerdos would have pulled him aside and just... You know, I chose a hard language. I don't actually have to teach her, but it did stop her from wandering off through the woods alone. It just felt like the thing to do to keep them all close.
Did you have to start with devil speak though?
I mean, it could have been abyssal.
Yeah.
Oh my god, I've been mute this whole time. I'm so sorry.
I could switch to Sylvan, if you would prefer.
Language of the trees? That sounds much more, well, useful if nothing else.
I mean, I kind of panicked and went back to the first language I ever learned, so I can switch that.
I would appreciate.
As you settle in for the night, Sardos, you drift off to sleep. I need you to make a wisdom saving throw.
Well, that's the thing. Cerdos doesn't sleep.
Cool. I need you to go into your trance.
No, I actually just do light activity.
Nope. That's
Yeah,
okay. I still need you to make a wisdom saving throw.
I can do the wisdom save. I'm just
Yes,
I don't
please.
sleep anymore.
Now, I know you don't sleep. I'm just asking you. Can you please make a wisdom saving throw? As you're doing your little things.
14.
Cool. That does not save.
Oh no.
As you are doing things, what does it feel like when you are looking after your business and you've been trying to basically reach out to your god? What does that feel like? What does that look like? The magic that you know, what does that feel like?
This would be off alone in the early hours of the morning when he knows everybody is asleep. This would be when he pulls out the book that first brought him to Emberwild.
Okay.
And the broken remnants of his lantern, and he just kind of sits. He flips through the book with the lantern in his lap, just hoping to catch some kind of feeling. Not really praying necessarily, but concentrating hard on the magic he knows should be there, trying to just get a handle on it and hold on to it for as long as he can.
As you do that, you find yourself sinking into a space. There's a moment where it feels like you've learned how to sleep again. This isn't something that you usually see, but it's almost like as you're looking through the book and you find yourself surrounded by the broken fragments of swirling light and the lantern affixing itself into walls around you. And before you, a pillar with 8 different, almost masks. And you try to go back. Do you? And you. I'm just gonna quickly narrate this for a moment.
Yeah, for sure.
What does it feel like, even though you're presented with this? Do you try to go back to the campground?
No,
Okay, good.
this is something new and exciting.
As you
This,
walk around, you feel free to explore this space.
he would walk counterclockwise, stepping up to each kind of mask separately, focus on it, look at them, and see if anything kind of rings a bell, brings up any memories. Looking for anything fox-like specifically.
Okay. As you wander around this space, just looking around, you hear a voice calling out to you. Very soft, very gentle almost. Cerdos? Cerdos? Can you hear me?
Immediately trying to pinpoint it.
Cerdos?
I hear you.
Good, you hear me. I'm over here. I'm over here. You hear it everywhere, like the voices everywhere, but as you go back towards the first mask that you appeared, something about that particular mask reminds you of that entity that you met long ago. Cerdos?
Yes.
Hello. Ah. There you are. The entity that you see is much smaller than in the past. You see chains almost wrapped around her, almost kind of tying her down a little bit. It's good to see you, my old friend.
I thought you were gone.
I am not fully gone. We can't really kill something immortal. Only the immortals can kill each other. And I'm not dead. I'm just restricted. Well, I've been trying to reach out to you. You have an important decision to make. A very important decision. And I'm sorry I couldn't warn you about this moment. Prepare yourself. Please, prepare yourself. I can hear them. They're coming.
Who's coming?
You hear feathers flying, drifting slowly down. Raven feathers, black and dark as night. And you see this individual kind of appear out from the corner of your eye. Then you see another individual. I need you to, as each individual is appearing, I need you to make a wisdom saving throw. 14. Okay. The presence around you, the pressure around you is almost suffocating. As if something has arrived that is not of this world, not of the material plane from which you reside. You feel shadows move across your skin as this entity pretty much floated in without a by your leave, much like most gods do. And I'm just going to try to do this so that it makes sense for when each of these individuals appear. From the light in front of you, it flares up and an individual steps out just as that individual steps out. And I need you to make 2 wisdom saving throws with an advantage. Sorry. 1 wisdom saving throw at disadvantage.
Disadvantage.
Mm-hmm.
14 again.
The figure to the top right seems to grow bigger in your mind. Ice and frost seem to formulate around them, reaching out towards you. And you can't stop the shards of ice reach out towards your face, as if a hand, invisible and ephemeral, reaches out to cup the side of your cheek, and you feel that same cold go up your hairline towards the horns upon your head. And you feel that same presence go underneath your chin and pushing it upwards as if a dark and strange entity, cloudless, darkless eyes. No, it's almost like staring right into the abyss. You've arrived. Good. We've been trying to get to you a while, my son. And with that, the cold drifts away. You are now frightened. Not frightened. You are now paralyzed.
All right.
You cannot move from this spot. The light flares once more, and out of the light, a woman steps out. Beautiful, regal, queenly even. And as she does so, she will stand behind as if looking towards you. From deep cold now, you feel nothing but heat, as if the very sun itself was peering right into your soul. And as they peer directly, eye to eye, flesh to flesh, you are paralyzed already. And then whatever frost lingers about your being, you see this woman, this individual, swiftly blow out. As if blowing a candle. But instead of blowing a candle, they started it. Fire. Unparalleled to what you've ever felt before, whatever you've been before, seems to kind of melt around your bones, almost liquefying the air, the space all around you, Cerdos. Before she steps away, almost with a smile, standing, almost as if waiting. You are surrounded, Cerdos, by 4 strange entities. It takes you a moment, just but a moment, until you hear a soft voice. Cerdos, it's all right. It's all right. Have no fear. Have no fear. What do you wish to do? While still surrounded, what's going through Cerdos' mind whilst being surrounded by 4 entities?
Well, paralyzed. Knowing what Emberwild is. Assuming these other 4 are very much similar. There is a moment of fear before he would trust fully in Emberwild's words.
Okay.
If they say not to be afraid, he lets it melt away.
Roll,
trusting completely.
roll me a religion check. And then add your charisma modifier to that roll.
So religion plus charisma mod?
Yep.
24.
You just focus in on Emberwild, and that's keeping you grounded. As the last light flares up, and out of it steps out an individual you've only never heard about. But they seem familiar to you. This individual has 4 arms and 2 books in each pair of hands. One glowing dark with purple light and energy. One that is pink and glowing with darker energy. And you see this individual standing, not moving, transfixed to the circle of light in front of you. And for context, this art is not mine. I just want to say, if I knew the sources of some of the art that you're about to see, that would be great. But for some context for yourself, Cerdos, you're standing in a hall where these individuals are all around you and present. The only person who will be able to see that art is Cerdos. Unfortunately, I'm not going to show that on stream. I think their character tokens are pretty much enough to kind of signify, but having all 4 of those entities for my player is just so as to show them you are not quite in big shit, but you might be.
All right.
With a voice that resounds throughout the hall that is around you, you hear the central figure, the last figure that kind of stepped out through the fire and the flame, speak. The fate of this Ifrit will now commence. Their one follower, Cerdos, the spirit and soul that was revived some 25 years ago in the time of the realm material, stands before us, the sole follower of such a creature. Those in witness are Levistus, who is said to be the progenitor of such a mortal being. You hear a scoff from this individual right here. And you are all here to witness the final decision over such a creature, an entity. Does anyone here wish to speak any words? Any words of thought? There's a pause. Now, good sir, please continue. All right. Mortal named Cerdos. What say you, follower of the Emberwild? Does she deserve to continue her imprisonment? Or can we free her to your care? And the way they say the last word, care, it makes you feel as if that's not exactly the right word for it. Well, mortal, you are in the presence.
What would be required?
Just your soul. And you hear that from that gentleman. Just your soul.
So a trade.
Indeed, you will take her place and she will take yours. From the corner of your eye, Cerdos, you see this individual become agitated.
He looks to Emberwild to see if he can glean any emotion.
What is your passive charisma?
Whew. That is, I believe, 17.
Nothing. You can't get anything from her. You don't feel that connection between the two of you. All you hear over and over and over again, as if a whisper, almost like a prayer to you. Sort of, be brave, be strong, be true.
You, and this is looking directly at Emberwild. You sacrificed everything for me once. Helped me get back to my friends. I will do the same for you.
Perfect, we're all done here. Well, do the thing, do the thing. Enough. Right. What do you have to say for yourself, Emberwild, the Ifrit? There's a momentary pause. She will say nothing. You cannot interfere. She will say nothing. The contract was with me, and the contract has been broken. The contract still remains. The contract has been broken. She did not get done with the 1,000 lives that she... You see magic go out from the darker book with the purple light towards this entity as it kind of clips them as if shutting their mouth shut. You two are chained. Do not forget the order of balance. And you see the individual go back with a huff. Now, Emberwild, what do you say for yourself? Sure. The moment that she is asked or requested of such a thing, Emberwild looks directly at you, Cerdos. And they will say, do not throw away a gift that was freely given. Do not make my sacrifice unbearable. Do not try to take a place that isn't yours. Find a different way. The contract was made with me. Her soul belongs still to my hands. Whatever happens to her, and the contract that we made still remains. You see that they are speaking now telepathically, and everybody in the room can hear that, even though their mouth is shut.
Cerdos looks up directly to the individual holding the book. Perhaps there is another way. You say the contract was broken. What if you and I make a new contract?
And you hear that same sound coming from these two individuals at the same time.
He won't even look to Levistus. You have no right to laugh at me. You made me. You abandoned me. You're
Insolent.
nothing to me.
Nothing to you. You are such insolence.
I've fought greater beings than you. And lived.
Enough. You hear that from the entity in the middle, just in your head. Enough. And you also hear it from Emberwild. Please, it is enough. Mortal. I will hear your proposition. To witnesses of both light, the gray, and the dark, we will hear you. What kind of pact shall we make, you and I?
I made a pact for souls once. That seems to be the trade. How many be required?
A dozen. All eyes in the room focus in on the woman to your left. 12. A dozen.
Done.
This pact is between you and I, and not the Lady of Light.
Turns to her. If you have the power, I'll gladly make this pact with you.
She will ignore what you say and focus in only on the individual in the middle. This child of light is mine. She will wave her hand towards Emberwild. I promised them sanctuary. The pact will be made with me. And I ask for 12. Respectfully. I need you to make the highest persuasion check you've ever made in your life.
It's gonna be a 6.
You have advantage because somebody is helping you. I won't tell you how much of an advantage, but you have advantage.
16.
I understand your grievance, O Lady of Light, but this pact is going to be made with me, for I am the keeper of the books. I am the wielder of the souls. I understand, Your Grace. And she'll step back, and will look solely on Emberwild with a nod. There's a pregnant pause as the entity in the middle kind of thinks thoroughly, as if to themselves. And it feels like an age, a day, since this happens. You get the sense that that time doesn't matter here. So you could have been here for 1,000 years while this individual is thinking. Very well. Very well. I believe then this is what we must do. Perhaps. You hear Levistus kind of shift and move from behind the individual, as if impatient for the answer that this entity holding the books um, is making. And you can still hear the muttering in the infernal language that you know so well. This is mine. Mine alone. The contract belongs with me. I should be making this decision, not this sham of a council. I should be making this decision. The contract lies with me. And you hear it over and over and over and over again. You hear it as if like a mantra, as if a prayer that Levistus is saying. With this contract, I could have been freed. I could have made a key. And you hear it, you hear him muttering in that same tone, same language. The others, except for the one with the feathers, don't seem to hear exactly what it is that this individual is saying. They seem to kind of like wave it off in a moment, as if what they're saying doesn't really connect the dots for them. When finally you hear, after so long, after such an age, you finally hear, all right, then this is what we will do. There is an artifact, a very important artifact, in the realm material. This particular artifact is very much needed for a time ahead to come. Know this, that by obtaining this artifact, that you would lose your soul, and in which case it will then belong to the original holder of the contract. And Levistus, you can see Levistus shudder, almost like with fiendish delight at hearing that. You will obtain this item and bring it to the Temple of Prophecy. And all of a sudden, Cerdos, you get a whole bunch of information rush through your mind. And you are brought to this map that you know so well as a player. The Temple of Prophecy, you see, is in the middle of the glowing ocean, surrounded by whirlwinds and pools of water and light. You see a temple made out of almost like obsidian rising out from the waters. And you see kind of like in the center a very empty, unlit brazier at the center and the heart of it. The location they want you to go towards is not anywhere near the Elnasian Islands. No. You watch as the vision shifts and moves and turns and churns, and you are brought to a strange set of islands off the coast in the water. Large volcanic rocks erupting everywhere. You see a city or two kind of floating in and out of vision and time. And you see in the heart of the volcanoes, deep within these like hidden beneath coral reefs and more, you see another temple. But inside that temple, you see an almost strange, shadowy figure curled up around what looks to be a silver ball of light. The vision disappears, though, and you are brought back to that temple, to this place, this strange place. And just as you wake up from this trance, as morning breaks over camp, you get one one last word. You will gain a companion for this journey. Bring that light to that temple. Bring it and restore order to that location, and I will consider the debt paid. In fact, I will even pay the debt, Levistus. And you hear that in your head as you wake up from your trance. And again, it's been so long since you've actually slept that the trance that you feel doesn't feel quite right. And as you wake up, in your lap, you see this creature. And for those of you who want to know what it looks like that. You see that creature in the middle of your lap, snoring, almost small and hard to see. Almost like the same size as Beta, even.
Imagine Cyrdos probably feels much like he did right after coming back from the dead. Would be the last time he was unconscious for any period of time. Shocked to find the weight of something in his lap. Looks down.
The fox doesn't speak. Doesn't say a
this
word.
is going to be incredibly hard to explain. Maybe you can help me out. And kind of scratch under the chin a bit.
In your head you hear, I'm not quite a familiar. Doesn't feel like that. But perhaps I am. I feel almost not quite fiend and not quite celestial. I am most certainly no longer the infernal beast that I once was. Feels strange. But perhaps
What's your name?
this is alright. They called me Emberwild once upon a time. But perhaps you can name me a new name. Something better.
Well, it seems I'm to restore you. If I understood that correctly.
I don't think you're meant to restore me, Cerdos.
Just bring you with me?
I believe so. Or something or other. It's hard to explain. It's hard to explain.
Well, we are bringing back a god of flame.
I suppose you're right.
Perhaps I'll call you Phoenix.
Phoenix.
Together, the three of us can rise from the ashes.
I feel like you need a different name. I'm not a bird.
You did leave it up to me.
Phoenix. I will allow it this once. And you feel them kind of shift and change. Are you wearing armor?
Just leather armor.
Great. Your leather armor will now become studded leather armor. It will become that kind of a little bit more of a thicker armor is they bury themselves into the armor and emblazoned across the leather breastplate that you wear. You feel a light kind of emanate from it. And let me just, add that to your thing. And you do that. And we're just going to get rid of this one. Just so you are aware, Cerdos, you should be looking at your armor.
Yes.
Great. Mm-hmm. So, your armor change, and as it changes, you feel a weight press up against your chest, and emblazoned upon this new piece of armor is a fox with wings. And with that, you look around, nothing has changed. Make a quick perception check, because you were supposed to be on watch.
Chuckles to himself. I don't know why anyone gets me to watch anything. That's an 8.
Great. You don't hear it until it's right upon you, but you hear a shout and a scream as dawn breaks over the horizon. And as it breaks, you hear the screams of, "Watch out! Be careful!" As you are all within your campsite. Rygar, you hear the sounds first as everyone rouses from their sleep. Sorry, this is very loud. I'm trying to find good music for you guys to have, but this is the music I'm playing. If you want to have it for yourselves, it's in the OST links. And immediately as you're roused from sleep, all of you kind of hear, "Quick! Quick! Warn them! Warn them! Wake up! Wake up!" You see a strange creature enter your camp. "Wake up! Wake up! Get out! Get out of the way!" As they do so, you see individuals kind of running past. Some of them you know, some of them running out of breath. "Quick! Get out! Get out!" You see Cerdos blurrily from sight. Individuals basically racing through the camp, screaming at the top of their lungs as they're running as fast as they can. And it takes you a moment until you hear rumbling footsteps. Because it's almost close to 10, we do not have to go into initiative or anything like that. But I will show you what they're running away from.
Oh dear.
Yes.
From the corner of your eye, you see this individual. The stench of it rotting corpse is something that none of you can ever forget. Not out here in the wilds, out in the wilderness of everything. And because of that, we're gonna end today, I think. Even though it's an early end, this is where we're ending. Just because I think combat will be too much hype. That feels short. That felt really short, I think. It's usually it's a short session today. If that's okay with everybody. But just to go back to this scene, and just to kind of recap everything so that we're prepared for the next session that we're with, and I know it's very short. Um, you are still within Everin Hall. There is now currently a fox-like creature that has been emblazoned onto stud leather armor that Sardos never had before. There is now a monster that's coming out for blood. I guess I feel like that is the right assessment for that. And we found out that our good friend Rygar here has beef, major beef. I believe that is correct. Yes.
Yes.
Oh, sorry, sorry, Brian. You're cutting. You're giving me feedback. I'm not sure if you said anything, Brian.
He is
Okay,
out right now,
I
so
see. I
probably
feel.
harder to talk.
Yeah, I feel that. So with that, we're gonna cut our St. Patty Day situation a little bit short, so to speak. I hope everybody had a good time, despite of how short our session was. I hope everyone enjoyed the fact that there's something that's happening. Yeah, yeah,
And we
yeah.
got to taunt old clan members and some gods. I think that was pretty solid.
So it was a solid session. Yeah, yeah. For
100%.
for however short that we have, I mean, it's a lot that we did there. So yeah,
And we are about to have some fun next session.
Agree.
unbelievable. Your DM would do this to you. Can, just for funsies, if you have access to it, can you roll d20s for me? And then just add your perception. Sorry, I should have made that clear. Please add your perception checks.
I currently can't roll.
Absolutely, that's fine. Cerdos can roll on your behalf then, uh,
Cool.
for with advantage, and I think Rygar's got a pretty high perception. I think it was like +9 or something. So add a
It's
9 to that.
plus 5.
Cool.
It's +5.
+5. Cool.
All right. Man, my dice are absolutely terrible rolls today.
Uh,
Uh,
well, if that's the case, then
the advantage was a 9 plus 5 is 14.
it's enough. I mean, they're very not difficult to hide. The DC for the perception wasn't too bad. You see off into the distance, and I will make this clear for the people who are at home watching. You see these individuals. It's gonna be a fight. I'm not out here to kill my players. I'm just out here to challenge them. But I think this is where we're going to be ending. Also, hi Phoenix V, and others who are in the chat. Hello and welcome. Welcome to the stream. We're actually about to end the session tonight. We're ending the session early. Firstly, mainly because it's St. Patty's Day and I need to drink something. And also, secondly, I didn't want to go and do a drunken brawl with rock trolls. This is not something I want to do. Especially since one of our players is out and about, and our other player just got some divine revelation. Indeed. And also a quest. You guys now have an actual proper quest.
In fairness, we had one before.
You did. You
It was
had a
just a touch more open-ended or vague.
exactly. And now not so much.
Oh man, how do you convince someone with kids to do this with you?
Isn't that the thing? Yeah, you have to cross a big scary ocean. I want you to do stuff. You were supposed to cross a big scary ocean before, but now think about it. Now it's even worse.
Now the ocean has intent. Oh no.
The ocean has intentions. Some divine intention. Anyway, I'm gonna cut the stream. Thank you guys so much for playing. Thank you guys for those of you who were able to catch the show. Thank you for watching. This was fun. This was a good time. And I hope you guys enjoy it. I know, like, Serdos had a good time in this temple space. I kind of just want to show this off now. The game is done. For those of you who just tuned in, we just cut our session partially because I didn't want to go into a fight with one player down and multiple entities on the table. But this was what Serdos had to face for divine intervention. He was in a hall filled with deities and entities from far beyond. Why do you think I was laughing all this week, all this time when I was like, I had something planned. Look at
Just
that.
out here trying to start a fight with Levistus.
You did nearly start a fight with Levistus. Somebody
Gonna
else
do it.
also. Gosh, dang. Just so you know, there you go. There's your little fox spirit.
Oh yeah.
So your little lantern, just for pure story and also just so you know mechanically, part of your lantern is fixed. It's just the main floor.
Nice.
Because you have your fox spirit. So part of the like a shard of the main floor, like the bottom of it, is fixed. Although I know we said that it would be a Ginny for your pact as a warlock, but we can change that. You can feel free to change that as well. Because the way it's probably going to work mechanically and also just normally. Also, Brian, if you need to go ahead, go. I'll just end the stream.
Sorry,
Have a
guys.
good night. No worries.
Take
You're
it
good.
easy.
Stay safe. Drink whatever you want to drink and have a good night. Happy St. Patrick's Day.
Mostly Pepsi and maybe some water.
Hey.
Take it easy, guys.
You too. Drive safe. Stay well. Bye. I know it's St. Patrick's Day, so I'm not too fussed when people have to go out and do stuff in the game. So we're good. We're good here. But in terms of mechanics and stuff, because I know you're playing a warlock, you can always change your type of class type for warlock. I give that free reign to you. If you want to have the lantern still remain a lantern, again, I'll leave that to you based on what you'd like to do. I mean, it's cool to have the lantern back up again, so you have like your own internal lantern to just carry around with you. But if you want to just kind of homebrew it a little bit with me on what kind of a pact you want this to feel like now, you just the floor is yours for the next
Fair.
like 15 minutes.
Well, do I want to? I've never really looked into other kinds of warlocks.
You haven't looked into other kinds of warlocks. Yeah, well, now's a good time to start. We can start workshopping something.
Yeah.
Let's see. Let me open up a couple of things. I do have some homebrew in D&D Beyond, obviously, for now, but there's a lot of other written warlock classes out there from different books and materials. If you decide to do that, we would have to build your character through Chronica.
Fair enough.
Partially because it's a lot easier to kind of list down everything anyway from there. You just have to still use your stats on D&D Beyond, right?
Yeah.
And translate it that way. But like for Warlock, I believe there's several new packs now. And if I get Spelljammer, there would be more. But let me see if I can just add this. So for those of you who are watching and tuning in at home, welcome. This is us workshopping Warlock classes, specifically brand new Warlock classes for a Ginny situation or not a Ginny situation, more of like a situation that has occurred that was not really anticipated. But yeah, so there's a couple of new warlock classes that we can look into. There's the Archfey, the Celestial, the Fathomless, the Fiend, the Genie, the Great Old One, the Hexblade, the Undead, and the Undying. You could also change, instead of Warlock, you could go Wizard if you would like, because I mean, you're not really hampered by any means necessary of having a familiar. But the way I chose Emberwild stats now, or Phoenix's stats now, is that they are a creature that is a familiar. They're that's how I've got them on your character sheet now. It's under extras, just so you have them.
Perfect.
So you could easily just do that. If you do the Phoenix, I would probably go with the Celestial. In terms of what the spell list could be. If we are sticking with the Genie, and you're still doing the air kind of form, you can essentially create a different kind of class for them completely, right?
Okay. I will.
There's some homebrew that I do have at my disposal as well, that I can send you. Let me see if I can open it up on stream. We went from playing a game to now we're like, okay, let's see what you want to do for your class.
Character building.
Character building. Partially because I need to know as a DM, and also partially because it's nicer to just kind of have that solid and locked in, because my time is now starting to run short.
No, that's fair.
I'm gonna be we're gonna be doing a lot of crazy fun stuff. Let me see if I can find something. Okay, I have this thing called Odyssey of the Dragon Lord. I think I gave you, like, from a long way back, like long ago. I sent you the player's guide for this. But they do have some things that would be probably interesting for you. I did the same thing for Rygar like a long time ago, where you could make a pact, and you could find like yourself going on a quest, like a quest path.
Okay.
I'll give you those options as well in a second. I just need to see what kind of warlock path they have. Sure. So there's a pact under Odyssey of the Dragon Lords called Servant of the Fates. And what that one does, if I can find that, class. I need the subclass, playable subclasses, dudes. My guys, come on. I got playable races. I don't have the packs. That's the only issue. Yeah. While I'm looking into this, how are you feeling about about the quest that I gave you?
I am very excited. And we talked bare bones, what we thought bringing a god back would look like. And this is way better than anything I expected. I'm very
Yeah.
excited.
I'm so glad. Thank you so much for saying that. Because I'm like, how am I going to do this? Usually when you're bringing back a god, that's like an epic quest. That is like, that's like you're dealing with gods. Okay, let's deal with gods. How do we do that? How do we deal with gods? What do I know about literature and dealing with entities from beyond in understanding? They're usually dicks. Like they're usually dicks. They don't tell you why they need you to do something. You just need to go out there and do it. And if you don't do it, then it's your loss.
It's just how it goes.
There is a class here called Servant of the Fates, but I don't know if there's a stat block for it. It's just like that. It's like here you want. It's part of your backstory. Warlock, Servant of the Fates. That's legitimately it.
Hmm.
Again, I have to find a homebrew for someone who serves the three fates. Understood. I think that will be the homework. We'll have to create our own. If that's what you'd like to do, I don't want to push a narrative. Sorry.
No, it's all right. It's all right. This is like the weirdest multi-class I think I've ever run.
It's pretty cool.
This warlock fighter.
Mm-hmm.
It's interesting.
Yeah, and then he just changed his classes because of this whole situation that the gods put him in. Like, what do you do
Yeah.
with that? Where do you go from here?
Become a wizard.
Become a wizard. Cerdos, become a wizard. You'll be fine. Everything's fine. Warlock, Pact of the
It's gonna be
Fates. Pretty sure. Oh, there is the Fates. Oh, there is one. Oh,
There's a
there,
pact of the
there is a
fates.
pact. There is actually a Pact of the Fates. Hold on. That is interesting. Yeah, no, somebody made it. Okay, here, I'm gonna send this to you. That's interesting. Oh, this is really interesting. Here, I'll also show it to the folks watching the stream as well, so they're kind of caught up on what's going on. So I found this on World Anvil. This is something I don't recommend when you're doing stuff. Don't do this at home, by the way. We're randomly world building on the fly. We just finished our game. So for those of you who are tuning, we just finished a game, and the one of the players here has been given some marching orders. So I put the link of that as well. And then for stream, Warlock, Patron of the Fates. Your otherworldly patron is actually a trio of ancient beings. Just really one, really. Just one primordial being, really. The coven of hags known as the Fates, they're not hags, okay? They're not hags. It's just the one guy. It's just the one guy, okay? By the way, Cerdos, it's just the one guy.
Just the one guy.
Just the one guy.
And
The
he
Fates.
just governs all of the others.
Yeah, exactly. The Fates let you. It's just the one dude. The Fates let you choose from an expanded list of spells. When you learn a Warlock spell, the following spell lists are added to the Warlock spell list for you. So detect evil and good. You get identify, which might be come in very easily. Levitate, see invisibility, clairvoyance, and call lightning, which is nice. It's really nice. Some good ones there. Fate spitting. Starting at first level, you are expected to consult with the Fates each morning to learn what they have planned for you. You cast one divination spell without expending a spell slot immediately after completing a short or long rest. If you do so, you gain temporary hit points equal to your Warlock level, minimum of 1. You must choose a spell that you could normally cast, and you must have the necessary material components. So you're going to have to cast these spells with, like, material components. That should be interesting, considering you have to go to a city or a town somehow. How else are you going to get on a boat? You know, how are you going to convince Rygar of this? I have no clue. That's just going to be up to you. But yeah, it looks like that's one way you can go about your leveling up. You could also just take the great old one as well if you wanted to, but I don't think that works for this particular character. I feel like the celestial would work. The hexblade could also work as well. I'd be okay with that, just so that you know
Actually,
where I'm
kind
going
of.
with that.
It actually kind of fits with how I've kind of built him
Mm,
currently. Would be
mhm.
Hexblade.
Yeah, because you have the fighter.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's a whole new world for Cerdos at the moment. Quite literally. I'm gonna be watching this, going back and shaking my head like, how did you manage to do that? You had other notes, you know. I had other notes, but I ended up with that. You could also go with I think I would also be okay with you going a druid as well.
What if he became a cleric?
No, please don't. Don't do this to me. If you decided to go cleric, I mean, it would make sense. It would make sense. If you decided to go like Twilight Domain, I'd be like, okay, maybe. But that might work. War Domain might work, but also Trickery Domain might work as well. Knowledge Domain and Life Domain might also work as well.
I feel like it would probably go
Or
knowledge, but I don't know if I want to play another cleric.
yeah, you probably don't want to. I'm just not sure what you want to do. Play around with it. You're a warlock because I think that makes sense.
Yeah.
You're serving not Ember Wild anymore. Your contract moved, switched hands. There's a new creditor in town, and
Just
that
making pacts with all the gods.
you are. You're a busy, busy guy, Cerdos. A very, very busy guy. One that probably doesn't realize how much of a pain he's being
He might
to.
not know exactly, but he hopes it's a lot.
Oh yeah, no, for sure. Particularly to the blonde guy and Levistus.
Yeah.
And Levistus. Let's be real here. The blonde guy and Levistus. Man, oh man. I'm gonna start kicking people out now. Hold on. Gotta kick people out. Yep. No, we don't want to kick people out. We just want them to log off. Cool. Yeah. So much to think about as a player, I guess. Good thing we
Absolutely.
good thing we run these games like twice in a month. Right? Right? Because if this was a
Absolutely.
weekly campaign, it would have been much more of a headache.
I would be having to think about this right away.
You'd
I don't know.
have to.
I'm probably still going to be thinking about it right away.
Right away, like,
This
this
will be done by
fox.
tomorrow.
This fox, man. This fox is gonna give you. I mean, they already gave you stuff. I mean, they killed you the one time.
Yes. Yes, that did happen.
It did happen. It did happen. It really did happen. So with that, because the music's cut off, we're pretty much done for our session. Did you have any questions, comments, and concerns? Anything I could have done better, etc., and so forth.
No, I think that it was really good. It was a lot of fun.
Good, good, good.
I'm excited to fight the Sumrat trolls.
Some rock trolls. It'll just take your mind out of what you had to do earlier, and maybe with a change of magic now at your disposal, so to speak, things might be a little bit different for Cerdos in his roles.
Absolutely.
Probably not. I mean, that 14 killed you like you were frozen solid in paralysis. To be fair, you were in a hallway with like four strange entities, you know.
Oh, yeah.
Plus one. Oh man, one of them turned out to be your dad.
I was wondering if he was going to turn up again.
And I did. I made sure. I made sure you knew, in character, specifically for Cerdos' character. I made sure that Cerdos knew exactly who his dad was.
Oh, yeah.
And
As soon
that
as
was.
the picture popped up, I was like, oh, God.
I'm like, I've been planning this from like almost a year ago. a year and a half ago. I was wanting to have that kind of a revelation moment, like Cerdos, your dad is Levistus, Prince of the one of the hells. He also messed up with the fiend, obviously, um, which is canonical in that sense. So that was fun, and having like Lathander look like right there, and the Lady of Light right there ignoring you was funny. And the Raven Queen just kind of hinted in the background, just watching,
Just hanging out.
hanging out, doing what they were supposed to do, which was to preside as a witness and not care for what shenanigans the other gods were doing. And the Triumvirate trying to keep it all together and businesslike.
And poor little adult Cyrdos. Caught up in this mess.
The fact
Not
that you
making
started
it
arguing
easy.
with the gods. Poor little adult Cerdos arguing with gods. How far his character has grown. He wouldn't have done that in the beginning.
No. No, he
No.
probably would have tried to run away first step in.
Oh yeah, first step in. And but now looking at it, I mean these entities have been playing with his life, and now there he is.
Yeah. And I think we discovered that he remembers bits and pieces from where his soul was kept.
Yeah, you did.
So these entities are not entirely known, but known of.
Oh yeah, absolutely. So let's say goodbye to our stream. We can chat more off stream about things if you wanted to do that. Otherwise, goodbye, stream. I hope you had
Good
a
night,
good
everyone.
time chilling with us as we brought in some entities from far away. Okay. Have a good night, y'all. That was fun.
That was good.
Yeah, it was a good time. My OBS crashed, I think, at some point. I don't know why, but it. Oh no, I forgot. I need to stop.